Hi, I'm Megan Arujo.
And I'm Hannah Arujo.
And we're here with guest designer Brenda Pinnick. How are you?
I'm great, Megan. Nice to be here.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi,
oh,
Anna.
God, it's so good to see you.
I'm glad to be here.
And we're at the Ellison booth, and we're going to be using their Sizzix die cut today, and they have some great products, and this is a fun, easy technique. We're going to be doing the sidekick, and it's a little bit smaller than the larger version, and Brenda has also designed her own wedding collection,
That's right. That's right.
So tell us a little bit about that.
I'm so excited to be able to help your family out. This is a personal project for the two of
Yes,
you.
it is.
And it's your sister, your daughter getting
Yes.
married,
Yay,
and it
Juliet
works
and George.
perfectly with my new collection. We're excited. The collection includes product dyes to create things for your wedding, things for your pre-wedding events, including Save the Date, which is what we're doing today. So that's what we're going to be
doing. And
doing.
you have favorites too, like little cupcake holders.
I have
and some other
cupcake
cute things.
holders and all kinds of things.
Well, you just
bride
thought
and
of
groom.
everything.
We did. We tried to. And we tried to cover both elegant and some more whimsical looks, which is what we're incorporating a little bit of both today in this project.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
So what is our first step?
Well, our first step is choose a scrapbook paper or a beautiful paper that suits your style.
Okay.
And today what I brought with me just happens to be from my own line. And we cut it down to a size that's a nice mailable size, a very common size. And so we've just kind of centered the design and just thought about the placement of that. So that's
Okay.
where we're going to begin. The next step is we... Anna, you were kind enough to send me some beautiful photographs of your daughter and her soon-to-be husband.
Oh gosh,
And-
that sounds so weird.
Where's my Kleenex?
Oh great, well we're going to have to only talk to me because my mom's going to have a breakdown over there.
Okay, you got it, Megan. So what I used is I used a computer graphics product that runs through your printer, and I chose to make this in black and white to complement, so that they would complement each other. And it's very easy to use. We just took the picture, the photograph, I sized it in my photo imaging program, and we printed it off and cut it up.
And that prints on there really great. I mean,
It's
there's
very
no smudges. It's a very clear, precise photo.
Thank you. Thank you. We also used the same product to print the inside, the interior of the invitation. And what's nice is that I chose a very beautiful, elegant font, and it held up beautifully. So I chose to use the most beautiful font I have for
And
this
so
project.
that's what it looks like when you run on 8.5 by 11.
It is. It is. I set it up just that way.
Great.
That's
Yeah.
smart, because knowing me,
Yeah.
I would goof up and I needed to do it over.
Oh.
Oh, trust me, I'm the worst
Oh.
crafter in the world. My mom will
Okay.
contest to it.
So the first thing we're going to do is we have a couple of dies that we're using from this program. They're actually Sizzix dies, and we're going to be using some already Xyroned pieces so that they're already sticky. So that makes it easy, makes
Yeah,
our
makes
job
it much
easier. So we are using a die to create the little words. Where's our finished piece? Where's our finished card?
Or little
Oh, right-
ideas
yeah. Oh, right
right
here?
here.
There.
There
It's
was
simple. It already
Yes.
spells
Our
out
little
I
idea.
do. Very cute.
I
Very
do.
creepy, Juliet.
So I'm going to start with that. There's a little trick to this. Whenever you're using a die for creating words, it's important to think about whether it's going to be right side up, because we don't want
So I spell it backwards, which I would do.
So what we're
especially
going to
if
do?
you're using a paper that's silver on one side, white on the other, or patterned and no pattern.
Exactly. Or, Yep.
So
we're
always
gonna,
put it face up.
No, we're going to put it face down like this.
Oh,
okay.
See? I'm real quick. I totally pay attention.
So we're going to run it through our little Sizzix here, our little sidekick.
And
And it's
noticed-
important to, sorry mom, but it's important to lock this down, because I know I've done it before where I haven't locked it down and then
It
the thing
does
just
lock
goes all
down
over
on the
place
table.
and-
It just makes your job easier.
Yeah.
And we're going to just run it through, and you just follow the way the
For
handle
you
goes.
Sizzix fans, they've changed it to pink. It is adorable in pink.
We're so excited. Okay, so here's our finished I do. It's like
Very
we have
cool.
here.
And that
nice.
just pops
Oh,
right
I love
out.
that.
Beautiful.
And
That
you
looks
can just
great.
peel off all the different little letters, and you said they were already sticky on the back?
They are. So
Perfect.
we've just made it a sticker. Our second die that we're using is our buckle die, which we have here,
I really like that buckle.
and it slides along, so you have a little fun deciding where it's going to go in the card. And if you don't get it where you want it the first time, no problem. Slide it over and move it over a little bit. So that's this one. Thank you.
You're welcome. Was that right, or was that did
It does.
you go the other
This
way?
one it doesn't really
Oh, it
matter.
doesn't matter. Okay.
Way to go, Mom.
But that's okay. I'm glad to see that you were paying attention.
And I wasn't.
There we go.
And this is a super easy machine. I mean, you just put it in and it pops right out. It's kind of like you're making your own stickers.
It really is. You are making your
making
own
your own
stickers.
stickers. Very good,
Yeah,
Megan.
yeah.
Well, I have used this one before.
I know you use mine all the time because my studio instills it.
I'm a thief. I will admit
get
it.
a lock on the door.
I'm addicted. I'm a Sizzix thief.
This one I actually just picked up the design room, but I didn't need to. But that's okay. We will still use it. It doesn't matter because this one isn't going to get stuck down. It's actually going to slide on the
Okay,
slider,
all right.
so we're good with
Oh,
that.
okay.
We're just fine with that. So we've got our pieces made. I actually wanted to distress, as you can see on the card, I wanted to distress the edge a little bit, and so we're using just either sandpaper or an emery board in this case.
That's smart.
Yeah, very portable. So we're just going to distress the edges a little bit.
Okay.
And because I'm using a silver paper and there's some warmth in the design of the paper, I wanted to bring a little warmth into the pattern, into the design. So I'm just going to hit the edges after I've distressed it with a little bit.
Oh, with a little bit of gold.
Oh, we like shiny, don't we? So I'm
it's
just going to
pretty.
just touch it up a little bit just to warm those edges.
Very cool.
Oh, I like that a lot, Brenda. That's very nice. Just
Okay.
adds a little extra pizzazz.
Yeah, a little bit of bling. A little bit
It
of
looks
bling.
even better against the blue because you can totally see it.
You can see it.
Very cool.
We're also using, and I pre-cut this, it's just a basic circle shape with the Sizzix die. And I've done the same thing. I've warmed it up, and I wanted it brighter, lighter, so it would stand up, and so that the I do would show up on it.
Yeah.
And I've done the same thing. I've just hit it with a little bit of gold ink, with adding a little bit more along the edges, so that it's really, really beautiful.
Very cool.
Okay, so we're done with that.
Here you go.
Okay, thank you. Sure. Okay. Okay, our next step is to, we're going to adhere the picture, and we have our, here we go. And we're actually going to use a little bit of, this is just a sticky, two-sided sticky tape that I like to use. This one happens to be made by Graphics. There are other brands as well.
Okay.
It's commonly available. There are many ways that you could adhere this. You could also use your Beacon
Well,
fabric.
Beacon works all right on it too.
Oh.
Because sometimes when you're working on vellum and the
Let's use
acetates
that
like
for
that, you need
this.
to be kind of careful that you don't see it through the papers.
That's a really good point. Thank you for pointing that out. So it doesn't take much. This is a wonderful product.
Oh, you're
and
just putting in the four corners.
I'm just going to hit it right along the top,
Okay.
a little bit on the sides. Too much, it might make a little bit of a mess. It's really not a product that you need to use a lot of it, and that's why I love it so much.
Yeah, we use Fabri-Tac all the time on the show.
So, to check my placement, make sure I'm sticking with the plan here, and I'm just going to place it down.
Very cool.
I like that placement.
Easy.
That looks
Very
great
nice.
on that paper.
Very nice.
Julie.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Breathe,
I'll make it
mother.
through.
Our next step is we're going to adhere, I call it paper ribbon. It's just a strip of paper that I've cut, and it adds a little bit of color. I know that she's using pink in her wedding, so that's why I chose this. But you could certainly, do even a pattern on pattern if you want to. So again, I've got another piece of this sticky, or we can use this. In fact, since this is open, let's just
And make it easier
let's
for you.
just make it easy. Now I'm going to start off by just sticking down one side, and now my next step is going to be adding my ribbon on top of it after I put this down. Okay, so here we go. And now I'm going to do the same thing and just put this right on top. And you'll notice I'm sticking on one side, and there's a reason for that.
When does the slide go on?
Next.
Okay.
Is that why you're only gluing it on one side?
It is.
Okay.
It
I'm
is.
sitting here
I was
thinking
getting
like,
nervous that you're going to glue all the way
you're gonna
across.
glue the whole thing down there?
No,
Or?
no.
Yeah, she
And
knows what
actually,
she's doing.
I'm a little bit off on my placement.
Oh, it's
But
fine.
it's still going to look
Every
great,
card's
and you get
different.
the idea. Okay, I got so excited using my pretty ribbon here. So this dries really quite quickly, so we're good. We're golden. And now, since that's stuck, in fact, Megan, if you'll help me and put your finger down,
Okay.
and just hold
I'm
it
like,
in
I
place.
can do
Okay.
I thought you would make me glue something. I was like, oh, I'm notorious
Right.
for messing
Actually,
these things up.
let's use the one that we distressed because we like that better. And we're just going to use this wonderful little buckle die that you can use for all kinds of applications.
Under
It's
and over.
under
Under
and over. Exactly.
I feel like I'm learning to tie my shoes. Under and over.
Okay, so I think it's probably dry. Now I'm going to just secure the other end
Okay.
and kind of line it up. And if you need to use a measuring device,
Just to help you to get it
just
straight.
to help you get it straight.
Because we already know I have that crooked eyeball thing where like my lines are way off.
Yeah, she does.
I'm
And
a
then,
crooked person.
too, Brenda, I see that you cut your ribbon and your paper just a little bit longer, just so you trim it afterwards.
Thank you for bringing that up. That's a really good point. I do. It just makes a nice clean edge.
I like.
Get it? I do.
I do.
Sorry, I thought it was funny.
But it does. 'Cause
Okay.
Especially when you have your
Scissors.
cutting challenge, your gluing challenge, it gives you a little extra room to make a mistake.
Exactly. And I like to trim it nice and just a clean edge like this, and just along you go. And you could also use a measuring device and a knife if you wanted to.
Great.
Okay, our next step, we're going to add our little circle. In fact, why did I do that? Okay. And this is going to sit right on top. And I'm deciding now, where do I want this? What placement? I like it just a little bit off.
Closer
I think
to
that's
them.
nice.
Yeah, I
do you
do
like,
too.
Are you happy with
yeah,
that,
I like
Mom?
that a lot.
Okay.
Juliet, are you happy with that? Brenda?
Oh my God.
She's a crazy bride.
Oh dear.
Actually, to be honest,
Okay.
she's been very well mannered. It's her fiance who's been a little crazy. That's right, George. I said it.
Okay, so when this is on, we're drying, and now it's time to adhere our little bitty pieces. And it just peels right off. And I like to use this tool. Just it's just something that I'm used to. If you're more comfortable using something else or just your fingers, that works too. My little.
Well, that's smart though, because every time I do the alphabet, I always like lose the top of the I or
Yes. Yes.
And that also helps it pull up. The craft knife helps to pull it up.
It does. And there we go. See how easy that is.
very cute.
Very cute. I do.
I do.
Oh,
I do.
Let's move on to the middle of the
Okay.
card.
Good catch.
Are you ready for that part?
Okay.
So, Mom, move on.
If you'll hold up the center of the card so we can see what's inside, how I approached it, what I like to do often in my design is, especially in card design, is to repeat some of the elements in the same spot that I've done it, and it just creates a continuity. So what I'm going to do is also incorporate another pink ribbon, and I see that we don't have any more out.
I think
there we go. There it
Oh,
is.
okay.
It magically appeared. The pink ribbon fairy
Well,
showed
I
up.
pushed them all.
Oh, I love it. I love the pink fairy.
I love
ribbon.
fairies.
Okay,
too.
I'm going to start with the main element again. This is the message, and in this time I'm just using just a small amount. It really takes so little to adhere. This is the best glue, and I'm just going to kind of visually center it for this today. Although at home, if I were doing them, I'd probably, take a little more care to make sure I'm in the middle. Okay, now I've adhered my paper ribbon just at the very base, and I actually, in this one, I pulled it up a little bit over. On the original one I didn't. Doesn't matter. I thought it's going to help hold this in place. So remember I adhered it just at the top, and I like that idea. I just thought of it now.
I think it's a brilliant idea.
Thank you.
So then you don't have to
Gets
put
better
glue
with
on the
every
bottom.
card.
And now here we're adding the final element from the
doodle.
The doodle.
I love this.
Exactly
I was
what
gonna call it
this
squiggle. I
is.
love it.
It is a squiggle. And this is going to take a little more poking because it's
you don't want to
it's
tear
a little
it.
bit it's a little bit intricate. Yeah, it's not over too delicate, but it's just delicate enough. I'm just going to place it right underneath the and, under the ampersand. It's called an ampersand, if you don't know that.
I knew that, but I
You
can
knew
never say that word.
Yeah, sometimes
is it?
you trip over it. It's an ampersand.
Ampersand.
Whoops. And you know what? We're done.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
We're done.
So,
Very
Brenda, you're going to come
nice.
home and make the other 100 of them that
I'll
we
tell
need.
you, you fly me to California, I'll bring my swimsuit and I will help you.
I'll bring this one too. Well, Brenda, thank you so much.
fun.
And I know you have a lot of other amazing things that you can do with the different brands that you've been helping out with Ellison.
A lot of the dies also translate into Mother's Day, spring, general card crafting because there are a lot of
Very cool.
flowers and just some nice leaves and things.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for coming.
had fun.
Mom, hold it together for just another minute. And you know what we always say when creativity knocks?
Open the door.